The EFJ Show, Let's Talk About It, provides informative, fun, and entertaining programming.
Hey everybody, this is the EFJ Show, Let's Talk About It. You know, I'm glad to be back in the city of Atlanta, GA. My second home. I haven't been here a while, y'all. I mean a really big time. A while ago, but now I'm glad I'm back. And I've got some new scenes, new actors, new everything. I'm just glad to be back in the ATL. But anyway, I like my guest to be, this man right here who I'm getting ready to introduce. His name is Horace. Horace is a man of action. Horace is an actor. He's a director. He's a model, y'all. Y'all heard him. And I say he's a... What, man? You got so many titles. I can't even think about it. God about it. You're an entrepreneur too, exactly, man. And he's a man of the director of the hour. You got so many titles, man. And this thing called docuseries. Mm-hmm. And I'm saying, I'm glad to be back here, y'all. And people, this is the EFJ Show. Let's talk about it. How you doing, Horace?
I'm doing good. It's a pleasure. Thank you guys for having me. So I'm ready to go. I'm ready.
Oh, beautiful situation, man. Hey, we're not going to prolong the show. Time is essence in here. Mm-hmm. We're going to just jump right in the question. I like to ask this question. I like to ask all my guests. Tell me about yourself and what is your current occupation?
Well, I'm a man. I prefer to call myself like a mogul, media mogul, making of a media mogul, so to speak. I've done pretty much everything from celebrity interviews to I've been on the radio, 107.3, 88.1, 97.9. I started out in college filming local music artists as they were coming up. Mm-hmm. Myself, I'm always multitasking. I always believe that, you can do anything if you stay focused. My mother always told me that she said, baby boy, you can do anything that you want to do if you stay focused at. So here I am.
But here you are. You are on the EFJ Show up in ATL. I'm glad to have you, my brother. I'm going to jump right into the question because time is an asset right here. My first question is for you. How did the idea of praise to do such a document?
Documentary is called TooAmbitious.com. It's a 3-part document series. It features 56 celebrities breaking down the music industry, how they got started. Mm-hmm. It also has 6 major label executives and 2 founders, and they're saying what they look for and how they got started and what they don't, want in the music industry and how so many people can't break into that industry.
I got a question. What is, when you say Generation
Generation RM is Generation Rap Music. Yeah. We all know rap music, but the music industry is one of the most sought after careers in the world. Mm-hmm. From beat makers, music producers, music management, record labels. It's one of the, like I said, it's something that it has entrenched the whole world. And, so I wanted to make a movie about it. So it ended up becoming generational, for me to find out how many, levels of generations want to be involved in music.
Okay. I think that's a fair answer. How did the movie title come about and why? How did the movie title come about and why?
2012, it was originally called Ambitious. Then it was changed to Get Ambitious. Mm-hmm. Then I realized that the document series was not even about the people that I was interviewing. It was about me. I'm very ambitious, and I realized that I'm too ambitious. The definition of, ambitious is, you're going after it. You want power. You want to conquer things. You want to take over. So my goal is to stay ambitious. And I'm going to remain ambitious.
Do you have any of your background in this? How you came about with where you was upbringing?
Yeah, my mother. She always played all types of music, everything. From rock and roll, alternative, to R&B. She played everything. I had no idea why. So I myself, I'm not an artist, but it led me to want to get involved in radio. Mm-hmm. So I started in radio, and I was doing like voiceovers and commercials and things like that. And I just realized that, from watching I think it was P. Diddy looked at it. Mm-hmm. He was the making of the band. Yeah. And I was like, who never gets fired? I was like, you can't fire the boss.
No, you can't fire the boss because he's the boss. You don't want to write the check.
Yeah. So I realized I wanted to start my own thing. Yeah. So that's when I had, came up with doing a document series on local music artists. So originally we did interviews with people that were not famous at the time. It was Wiz Khalifa, Nicki Minaj, Rick Ross. And so we have them before the fame, and now we have them after the fame.
That's a beautiful situation. That's beautiful. Tell me something. Look into that camera right there. And I want you to tell some indie artists, up and coming, that trying to break into the music industry, give them a word of advice.
Marketing. Always have your marketing budget on hand before you release a project. The one thing that shuts down a music project faster than anything is not having the money set aside to promote it properly.
So you're saying it's proper to invest in yourself?
Yeah, it's always self-investment.
Yeah, okay.
Bigger return.
You know what, people? Hey, I'm going to ask you this question. After this, we're going to go into a break.
Okay.
Which artists are featured on the Too Ambitious soundtrack?
There's Rihanna, there's Chris Brown. Shouldn't put those two names together. There's Maybach Music Group, there's G Unit, there's Rick Ross, there's Jules Santana, just to name a few.
Just to name a few. And I think that's pretty good. And after that, we're going to our break.
The EFJ Show, Let's Talk About It, provides informative, fun, and entertaining programming.
Hey everybody, this is the EFJ Show, Let's Talk About It. I'm your host, Ernest Faust, JR. And I truly believe that God is real. Be blessed.
The EFJ Show, Let's Talk About It, features some of the best professionals and entertainers. The EFJ Show, Let's Talk About It.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the EFJ Show, Let's Talk About It. I'm your host, Ernest Faust, JR. Today's guest, good God Almighty, this man is on fire. He's an entrepreneur. He's a man of action. He's a man on the move. We talking about no other than Horace Wren. How you doing? Welcome back to the EFJ Show. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. All right. Hey man, before you went into the break, you gave a word of inspiration to the indie artists. I appreciate that. They got to invest in themselves. Yeah, that's what it's all about. They got to invest in themselves. Mm-hmm. But the one thing I want to do, tell you, I really appreciate your time coming on my show today. But I want to jump right back into the program, okay? Okay. And I just want to go right from the top, actually discuss which artists are featured on the soundtrack. Again, you said a few. Give me a couple more. Okay. Well, there's a local artist on there. His name is Jovi the Don. He also does a feature with the beat maker's name is Rizzo. They're both from Detroit, Michigan. Mm-hmm. I also have an artist. His name is Jay Young. He's featured with Rick Ross and The Game. So they have a song on there together. So I want to put local and music and major music artists together. A lot of people say, well, how did you get Rihanna on a song? But this was before Rihanna was even famous. Oh, that's beautiful. So a lot of times, when I met an artist, I was like, I didn't know they were going to blow up, but I kind of did because I've done so many celebrity interviews. So how long you been doing this? 15 years. Wow. Yeah. So I started in college and I started interviewing local music talent. I just kept leveling up to major artists. I've traveled all over the world to collect these interviews for the film, and also the magazine, which is Street Fame magazine, which is how I started. So it's basically a document series, but it's a magazine that became a movie. Oh, that's beautiful. Streetfame.info. Cheap plug. Gotta do that. Hey, tell me something. What is the name of the soundtrack label releasing the TooAmbitious.com. TooAmbitious.com. StreetFamousSoundtrackLabel.com. I partnered with Empire and also Fast Life Entertainment. So I signed that deal about 2 years ago. So I have Empire Distribution, but also have Fast Life as a partner to help further move the soundtrack. Fast Life Entertainment is the record label that has Amara La Negra, Pleasure P, Des Rose Gold. So we're all partnered together to make the soundtrack a success. Tell me something. You've been out there 15 years. Mm-hmm. What is the industry looking for right now in an indie artist? A local artist that has mainstream appeal. That break it down. Meaning they're not the run of the mill. So they're looking for someone who's really hungry right now and brand new. So they're not looking for anyone that's on the conveyor belt. Mm-hmm. They want someone who has that local feel, but has a major artist presence. Do they ever have the strong following on the social media network? No, that really doesn't
that really doesn't help. A lot of people think like having a lot of followers really help.
Mhm.
You know, you can have a lot of following, but imagine if you drop a project, you got 1 million followers, but you didn't go platinum.
Correct.
So that's basically like pointless, you know, because you still got to get out in the streets.
You still have
You still got to get out there.
So you got to keep your face out there.
Mm-hmm.
And how do an artist or any artist keep their face out there?
You can track down the local DJ that's in your area. You got to find out where they get their haircut and who their wife is, their girlfriend, if it's a female, also a DJ. You want to make sure that they are getting your music. You take the music to the club, you might want to do a little payola. You got to slide a couple $100.
So they still doing that?
Yeah, they still do it.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Payola is still alive and well.
Yeah,
you know,
okay.
if you think about it, they just turned it into a corporate campaign.
Mm-hmm.
So you have like iHeartRadio and things like that. But if you go into a radio station and say, will you play my song? They won't play it. But if you go on there and say you'll purchase a promo campaign, then they'll play your song. Because it takes about like $200K.
That's a technical part of payola. Now.
Yeah, that's all it is. As long as the corporation gets money, then it's not called payola. It's a corporate campaign.
So people, y'all just learned something. So any artist that if you're really serious about what you want to do, you got to get in contact with this brother here. And tell me something, how would they get in contact with you?
There's two ways. I have a manager. Her name is Andrea's Talent Management.agency. That's ANDRE with an S, Andrea's Talent Management.agency.
Mm-hmm.
And my publicist is Michael Manning PR@gmail.com, or you can call 248-274-4488.
Repeat that number again.
248-274-4488.
Well, y'all heard it on the EFJ show. Let's talk about it. You know what? Anytime you want this guy here, Mr. Horace Wren, for your conferences, for your parties, for your booking, just get having motivation speaking. You come to him, get in contact with him and his staff. And you know what, people? Thank you for coming to the EFJ show. Well, I can tell you one thing. This is the EFJ show. Let's talk about it. I truly believe that God is real. Be blessed.
The EFJ Show, Let's Talk About It, provides informative, fun, and entertaining programming.
Hey everybody, this is the EFJ show. Let's talk about it. I'm your host, Ernest Faust, Jr. And I truly believe that God is real. Be blessed.
The EFJ Show, Let's Talk About It, features some of the best professionals and entertainers. The EFJ Show, Let's Talk About It.
God got you buzzing like a honeycomb. Yeah, when your fame grows, your money grows. When your fame grows, your money grows. Yeah, when your fame grows, your money grows. That's why God got me buzzing like a honeycomb. Yeah, listen to the man that came in his name. He was sweating his breath and diamonds in his chain. I just tell him, sir, why you minister the word? And I was thinking, same thing, what nerd in your mind? He said that I'm in touch with the sky. He said that I'm measuring you. We're speaking the eye. Now I'm touching my spirit. And my life this time looks like it's on fire. And I'm dying inside. And then he called. He said, no man, I'm talking to you. I started looking all around. What should I do? Should I run from the altar and spread my sins? Stay tuned. Cause this is how my story begins. I'm making $1 million and these $100 shoes. And I'm praying hard and you let them know. I didn't know dirt roads came up dirt road. So I'm used to sow seed to the growth. Cause when your faith grows, your money grows. When your faith grows, your money grows. Yeah, when your faith grows, your money grows. God got me buzzing like a honeycomb. Yeah, when your faith grows, your money grows. When your faith grows, your money grows. $100 shoes. I'm praying harder than you never know. I lived on them dirt roads, came up dirt poor, so I'm used to sowing seeds till they grow. Cause when your faith grows, your money grows. When your faith grows, your money grows. Yeah, when your faith grows, your money grows. God got me buzzing like a honeycomb. Yeah, when your faith grows, your money grows. When your faith grows, your money grows. Yeah, when your faith grows, your money grows. That's why God got me buzzing like a honeycomb. Think that I would leave you without something to do. God told me I'd leave the nation without further ado. So here we go. Just open your ears and nod to the flow. I'm just gonna say something you never heard from rappers before. So if you looking for a dream and you trying to change the world, get at me, cause I'ma help you out. Let's make that thing work. If you working on a dream and you trying to change the world, get at me, cause I'ma help you out. Let's make that thing work. I'm making $1 million shoes, these $100 shoes, and I'm playing harder than you never know. I lived on them dirt roads, came up dirt road, so I'm used to sowing seeds till they grow. Cause when your faith grows, your money grows. When your faith grows, your money grows. When your faith grows, your money grows. God got me buzzing like a honeycomb. Yeah, when your faith grows, your money grows. Said when your faith grows, your money grows. Yeah, when your faith grows, your money grows. That's why God got me buzzing like a honeycomb.
The EFJ Show, Let's Talk About It, provides informative, fun, and entertaining programming.